Hello everyone, this is Summer Lowry. I'm here with Cracking the Shell, which is a space where I explore what it means to stay open, expressive, and alive while living with Parkinson's. I am here on a glorious Monday, which was not supposed to be a holiday, but I manifested it, and I'll tell you what happened. So I was at the grocery store yesterday with my son, and we were putting the groceries in the trunk of the car, and I just felt this heaviness over both of us. And I said to him, "The weekend went by too fast." And he said, "Yeah." And then I said, "I don't want to go to work." I don't know if you guys have heard that little ditty, but it often plays in my head, particularly on Sundays. But I sang it out loud, and I swear to you guys, seconds later, I received 2 video text messages from my custodian at the school. The first was a video of a toilet flooding the men's bathroom. And thankfully there was nothing in it. He had just cleaned it and then he flushed it and then it just didn't stop. So that was the first video, and the second video was the water coming through the light fixtures on the first floor and pouring into the bathroom downstairs. You shouldn't laugh at these things, but it was just too perfect. And anyway, we probably would have been fine to open the school. The plumber came like very early in the morning, shut off the water, figured out what was wrong. He still has to come back and fix it, but out of caution, and because we didn't really know how bad it was going to be, or what kind of issues it might cause, we decided to cancel school before we had 300 kids show up on a Monday and have no water all day or something like that. So I find myself with a free Monday, and I was just I just joined a Facebook group for it's like a creative group for people with Parkinson's. So it's a lot of artists. Like I saw like a lot of musicians and painters and people just sharing their work, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. And rather than go back inside and just chill on the couch, which was what I was going to do, I was like, I'm just going to stare out the window. I felt inspired to take a walk by the river. And I'm out here in this little spot where you can kind of like go off the bike trail, and you can, there's like this little kind of like swampy area, but there's this nice little patch. I'll take a little picture of it and share it. But it's like I feel very vulnerable here because, well, I'm like in the woods off the beaten path. Like somebody was going to hide a body, this is where they would drag it. But also just there's a lot of squirrels. I'm like, if they wanted to take me down right now, like they totally could. They outnumber me, and I'd be screwed. But yeah, so getting a little bit of nature time today, and it feels really good to do that. But the whole situation reminded me of just the power of our words. And a lot of times when I'm like trying to manifest something, it's like you end up just trying too hard, like, you know, just like you're just like concentrating so hard, like I want this thing, you know. But I feel like a lot of times when things arrive, it's more of a surprise. And I feel like it's like the universe just knowing that this is what everyone needs right now. Like, I do feel that everyone on our team needed a day off. And not just a weekend. Like, we needed the universe to show up with a random gift of just a day, like, that you didn't think you were going to have. And it's like, it's glorious. But I do want to share a bit more about the AmpCoil that I was using the last couple of weeks. I had to return it. I rented it for 2 weeks. And it was really wonderful to have. I definitely noticed some differences, which I'll share about, but I really was sad to return it. And what I am truly trying to manifest right now, what I am manifesting is a way to purchase my own AmpCoil. I really have, what it reminded me of was that I really want to create healing spaces, not just for myself, but for others. It's been a long time dream, even before getting diagnosed and before anything really. Like, it's always been a dream of mine to create spaces where people can heal themselves. Because I do believe that we have this immense capacity to heal. It's just innate in our bodies and our minds and our soul and our spirit. Most of us just need space and time to do it. And that's what is so hard to get, right? It's so hard to just get a little bit of freaking space and a little bit of freaking time that you can sit and heal yourself. And it's so hard to come down. You know, the nervous system is so just, it's just so wired these days, like, for just being completely dysregulated and out of whack. I see it with the kids at the school. I see it with the staff. And we are so much in motion. It's almost like we become afraid to stop. It's like, I think that we think that if we stop for a moment, everything is going to come crashing down. I know for me, I have definitely felt that way. So I don't know if anyone can relate to that, but feel free to comment if you have. But yeah, so having the AmpCoil, the first week, I did have a couple of people over to use it, and it felt really nice to just create some space for them to just be, and to have that space for myself. And Santo used it as well. The second week that we had it, primarily just the two of us used it. I think my mom might have used it one more time. But by the second week, I kind of gave up on reaching out to people, because I was like, okay, I put it out there. A couple people have come. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But like the first week, I was just like, oh my God, you guys got to try this. And then I realized, like, everyone has to come to things in their own time, which, you know, obviously we know that, but It's just, sometimes we need that reminder that, like, you can't force people to pause, even if you know they would benefit from it. Everything is right timing, and people have to come to things on their own, because if you don't come to it on your own, if you're forced into it, you're generally not as open and ready to receive the healing that you might receive. But in terms of what I noticed, so this machine is all about frequency and aligning your frequency with different healing frequencies. So it's not about like getting some charge and then it magically heals you. It's literally like just helping you align your frequency with a higher vibration. And that is definitely what I felt this week. I've definitely been depressed. I've been in therapy, and I'm not going to go into that story because it's just frustrating what I've been navigating with mental health services through Kaiser. That's going to end up being a whole other rant, and I don't feel like going there right now with my nervous system. But what I noticed using the coil was I just naturally felt more positive, like naturally wasn't having as many dark thoughts. My PMS symptoms were much lighter, and I had my cycle the second week of having the AmpCoil, and normally there's at least one day where I have a headache and I'm like, don't want to get out of bed. And that didn't happen. Like, my symptoms were much more mild. Nothing that was like taking me out. Bowel movements, much smoother. Had some really good movement there. I'll just say that. You guys don't need to know all that, but just know that constipation is a big part of Parkinson's, and it's incredibly frustrating. If anyone has ever been constipated, which I'm sure pretty much everyone can relate to that. It's not a good feeling. So to have that on a regular basis is really just really annoying, right? So it helped with that. My sleep became more regulated. I still wake up at night, but prior to using the coil, I would wake up like almost every hour if I didn't have some white noise going. But with the coil, I would still wake up usually around 3 a.m. To have to pee, but other than that, I wasn't like constantly waking up all night, which was really great. So yeah, just like an overall feeling of well-being. Oh, my stiffness. So much of my stiffness alleviated, which was also a really good feeling because I'm not a stiff person, if you know me. And so to like be walking around kind of like almost feeling like a robot from the waist up is like super weird. And so to have a little more just feeling of like lightness and flow in my shoulders and arms was really, really a good feeling. So yeah, so where I'm at right now is just really focusing on how can I simplify my life. That's definitely a major theme right now. Like, I'm looking around my house, like there's so many things that I don't use that are just taking up space. a lot of clothes that I don't wear, things like that. So there's going to be definitely some major clearing out, and I really want to make space for bringing one of these AmpCoils into my home. It's going to be pretty costly, but I'm going to put a fundraiser on my Ko-Fi. I haven't really had like anything specific that I've been fundraising for. So allowing me to use some of those funds to get the rental and really try it out was really beneficial, and it gave a lot of clarity. And so I'm working on a little small business plan for how to start small with my healing space. The grand vision is to have like an actual like well-being and creativity like space where people can come and experience a lot of different healing modalities, and also a space for people to gather for creative projects and whatnot, workshops, things like that. But starting small would be to use my little meditation room as a place where I can host AmpCoil sessions for people, and just start there and let people receive some healing, or create some space for their own healing, really is what it's about. So that is the goal right now, and I'm grateful for all of your support on this journey. I'm grateful that I'm standing here in this spot, this secret little spot on the river. I'm grateful that I didn't get attacked by squirrels. Yeah, but that's all for today, friends. And thank you for listening. Love you so much.